A very good morning to everybody. Thank you for joining me here on this 8 a.m. Mobilise and Move morning movement mission. Whew, that was a bit of a mouthful. Good day to you. What are you doing? Where are you? In your house? How are you feeling today? Each day can surprise us somewhat, can't it? Sometimes we feel great and chipper, other days mediocre, and then other days a little bit crumpled after we've spent 7, 8, 9 hours, 10 hours if you're lucky in bed, not doing much movement. Sandra's in. I'm just going to start welcoming in people joining me on the live. A little bit croakily this morning I am. I think Dave's passed it on, hasn't he? Just that croaky voiceness that he had the other day. Hopefully this is where it will stay, though. It's not going to progress into any cough or nasty feelings, but fingers crossed. Right, people here not on the live, so I mean you catcher-uppers, you can do this anytime. It doesn't have to be the morning, doesn't have to be noon, doesn't have to be night. It can be midnight if you like. But anytime you need these moves, they are here for your take-ins. Sandra's saying good morning, and she definitely needs to decrumple today. It's on the agenda. Decumpling is just around the next corner. Dickinson Duo are here, as always, faithfully signing in to, I think this might be the most favourite of movement snacks, mightn't it? George is in as well. Good morning. Gillian with a G is in. Now, just for a few of you, I know it's a bit hard not to notice the little journey of my knee, isn't it? But today is acupuncture day. I'm not quite sure about it, but I will be happy to report tomorrow as to how that went. I've had a couple of acupuncture needles stuck into the joint of the knee anyway from the chap who's been working on me, and it made me feel a bit sick. So fingers crossed it will be better. Think about the after. Think about how you're going to feel after. I'm sure it will be better. Right, Francis is reporting in from a very misty Bristol. Dawn Skelton's arrived as well. Morning, you. Have I missed anybody? I don't think I have. Sandra, Vivian, George, Gillian, Francis, Dawn, and then a few messages after. Come on, latecomers. Switch your device on. Get yourself sorted. Actually, you don't need that much to get yourself sorted with. You just need your device, your switcher on your finger, a scroll, a select, and then pretty much you're good to go. You will need a bit of external support as usual if you're standing, or if you sat down, just a comfy, well, not too comfy, a reasonably comfortable chair, but definitely a sturdy one. Thank you, Dawn. Fingers crossed today. You're still in your jammies. Oh, I love that. I've got my shorts on today. Not that it's actually looking like any kind of short kind of wearing weather out here. Right, grey and damp grey in Bolton, ready to be brightened up. Right, let's bring some brightness and lightness into your body and soul. We will do our 3, 2, 1 right away. Morning, Margaret Wood. Just sneaking in there. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome. It's 8 a.m. It's time to mobilise and get ourselves moving and get ourselves prepared for the day. You're with me, Kelsey Leverton from Later Life Training, and we are going to start, as we always do, with some... the messages are just distracting me. Sorry, Odile, you're in Scotland. Wow, here's Sheila, here's Mrs. Perry, here's Red Rita. Where was I? Let's just start. Right. For circulation boosting, we'll go legs in a slightly narrower position. We quite often stand out here to do our mobility moves. But for circ boosting, narrower legs, holding support, could have that in front of you, and you've got some foot pedals on the go. Now, we've not said anything about upper body posture, but make some tweaks to it now, or follow these prompts from seated. Sitting up tall or standing up tall. Hip walking forwards. You lot are marching in standing, so carry on. And then from here, kind of lift up through your trunk. Lengthen up through your spine, your upper back. Just pop your shoulders back and down so you feel more open. Neck is long, head held high. There you go. Leg marches can come in, and you can work between the leg marches or the foot pedals. It's up to you. As you move in, there might be some initial clicks and clunks. That's all right, they're fine. Just ignore them, or just think of them as a little orchestra of your body, the wake-up orchestra of your body, of your ankles clicking, your shoulders grinding a little bit and stuff like that. As long as it's not uncomfortable, we're all right, we're good to go. Work it through. Right, keep the legs going, add in an arm swing. You can be holding on to the side of your seat, or you can, of course, be holding on to your external support, wherever that is for you. Only bring that second arm in if you can maintain your coordination, opposite arm to leg march, and that you don't feel unsteady or lacking in a bit of confidence in letting go of what your external support. You can always come back to it, of course. You can always take bits out, add bits in, change one or two things, but just keep it moving, mainly. Light activity here, so it's not too taxing on your heart and lungs, but your breathing rate might just go up a little bit. Willow looks happy. And yeah, you should still be feeling pretty good from this. Steady yourself down, settle out your feet. We're going to go into our top trio. Neve's left the door creaking, look. Top trio consists of shoulders and neck and head movement. So lift up the shoulders first, control them down. You can have your external support here for your shoulder lifts if you need it, or you could just lightly rest your body against the work surface, the cupboard door, a radiator, a wall. Here we go, last one. We only need about 4 or 5. Then move it into a shoulder circle. Now for shoulder circles in standing with support, come in that little bit closer, else you won't be able to get that back and down bit in. Otherwise, just have your hands and arms loose by your side, forwards, upwards, round, back and down. Feel like you're really trying to tuck your shoulder blades and your arms behind you at that point, so you can draw the biggest shoulder circle possible. There's a looseness through the arms, so we're not getting the elbows up and involved, just focusing in and around the shoulders to maximise the mobility there. Loosen them up even more, and let's face it, our arms are busy during the day. Our shoulders need to be moving through most of the things that we do during the day. So if they are feeling good, loose, mobile, then we're on to a good thing. Right, head turns is next. Hold on to your external support. Turning the head can sometimes bring on a sense of dizziness or slightly unsteadiness. So we don't want none of that. Shoulders are back and down and chest is facing forwards, and all we need to do is track across and track back to the centre. Changing sides. One side might feel a little different to the other, but ultimately what we are working towards is loosening up the spine within the neck area. Normally where our arms are reaching, our sight is following, or the other way round. We need 5 of these, tops. That side feels a little bit tighter. You might notice that in yourself too. So any additional mobility moves, crowbarred in, snuck into your day, can just continue on from the good stuff that we're doing here. Little pause in the middle, and then over we go for the last one. Right, chin. We're going to tuck the chin in, and what we're going to aim to do here is, if you can find the little knobbly part of your neck there, this is the bit that juts out when we've got our chin jutted forwards. What we're going to do is tuck it all in, tuck the chin in, and tuck that bottom part of your neck vertebrae in. Lengthen up the spine, mobilise the spine in the neck area. So fingertips to guide here, eyes are looking straight ahead, and there's the chin tuck. Small movement, nothing too huge here with the ranges, but just notice how the neck feels, the back of the neck. Just notice how your chins will increase in the amount. Not that we need that, but that's how we get a really good chin tuck and a bit of mobility through the spine. And what we're doing is essentially restacking, improving head on top of neck, shoulders, and rest of spine. 5 of those. Job done? Okay, let's do a second round of circ boost. Now in seated, you might want to aim to stay sitting up tall, grasp your hands together, and we've got a low swinging elbow that's being guided down by the side of you for your arm row. Same in standing, but try and keep your eyes focused forwards. Remember, if you've got your head whipping round to side, then that might make you feel unsteady or a bit dizzy. If you do need your support here, just guide the elbow back, one arm at a time from there. So we've got a bit of trunk motion, trunk movement through just that centre part of your body. So lower body still, feet are out that little bit wider, and head is still as well. Should feel a little bit of extra warmth just boosting in around your middle bit. Right, we're going to have a go at the side bends first of all. So readjust feet, go a bit wider if you stood up. Just put a tiny bit of grippage into the toes. Lift up tall. You can have your arms here or holding onto your external support, of course, and then over we lean. Top half, trying to stay best it can in line with the legs, or from a seated position, bottom fixed and firm in the chair, and you're just moving, tracking the fingertips down the chair leg, lifting tall in that middle area. So there's a couple of things that you might notice here. You should notice your weight evenly distributed over your bum or your feet, wherever you are. You should feel a little bit of lengthening, pulling into the side of your body that's lengthening. And you may well just notice that on these last couple, you're able to just tilt and reach that tiny bit further. So we can feel that looseness that's occurred just over those like 4 or 5 times that we've repeated. I'm going to do one more, make sure you're even, and rest there. Okay, so trunk turns, trunk twists. You can fold your arms completely out the way. You can have your hips resting against something so you've got a reference point to show you and for you to feel where your hips are. You can hold on to your external support as you twist, or sit down. Be on your bottom and then your hips will stay still by default. So it's up to you. I'm going to go freestanding, twisting, turning, glancing over your shoulder, return back to the middle. Get these shoulders relaxed as well. Twist the body. You might want to look over your shoulder before returning back. Just going to do a few of the options that I initially just reminded you of. So really focusing in on the trunk, not the lower body. Notice whether you're kind of twisting your hips and shifting your weight, and there's a bit of oddness going on through the legs there. If that's you, make your movement a little bit smaller, prop yourself up or come into seated and just have a couple of repetitions here. All right, are we ready for our Hey Big back extender? So let's go hands on thighs or hands on external support. Chin tucked in so that we're not tempted to tilt our head backwards or look at the ceiling. So get that into place. And then sit up tall, sit up even taller, and then just ease yourself backwards. It's not a huge tilt backwards, it's more upwards, upwards, upwards. Oh, there's a little bit of backwards on the end. Now here in the knees and the hips, try and keep those set so we're not locking or thrusting. So lifting up, feel that lift through the rib cage and then tilt away. If you've got hands on the side of your hips, then your chest may well feel that little bit more open, but you might feel a bit less secure. So choose, or one of each, look. Choose what feels right for you. Trunk movements eases up the spine. Any of those do. Lifting, reaching high into higher places is good for our back extender, and also it's a good counterbalancer of all of those occasions where you find yourself hunched over or slumped over doing stuff. Right, fidgety feet time. So just do some toe lifts. Let's just prepare ankles, feet and toes before we do our heel and toe tapping action. You might want to do some toe grips. So not some tuck unders with your toes, some grips. You might want to do some of those, toe cracking, toe tuck unders, which arch the arch. Try and do one at a time rather than both at the same time, especially if you are in standing. Feel how your feet are moving in your shoes or along the floor. Put some heel pedals in, but just take a moment at that top end. And if you want to put a few leg marches in, of course you can. Have a look at the options or get started if you know what you want. In standing, supported option. We don't want to feel any wobbles through this action. We will need to come on to one leg, see. Toe tap, replace it with the heel. Standing knee, just slightly soft on that standing leg. So there's your option for standing. Here's your option for seated, which is pretty much the same. Toe tap, heel dig, just with a small knee lift here. Sitting up as tall as you can, of course, but if your posture needs that little bit of extra support, then come back into the full backrest and have a bit of a point and a pull back from there. Knees soft here, and just let your ankle move through its fullest, most unrushed range of movement. If we start making things a bit choppy, then we might miss out a little bit of what we can actually put our body through. There we go. All stepping actions, stair climbing actions, walking actions will require ankles, feet and toes to do their thing. Be loose, be mobile, go off into your day and have a good one. Thank you all for your messages. I'm going to have a look at them after my acupuncture. Margaret Hamilton, I know you were quite interested in how a bit of acupuncture might go, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you tomorrow. All right. Have a great morning, everybody. Dave should be with you for midday and Bex will be back with you at 4 p.m. See you later.